Hey guys, today I'm out here to give a little demonstration of this Syma X15 little miniature quad. It's a nice compact one. It's not aggressive. It's a very docile quad. Very good for flying indoors as well as outside, as long as you only have a slight breeze. I definitely do not recommend flying this in a wind, as it's very light and it'll probably definitely will not perform very well. So definitely indoor and on a mild day with just a little breeze like it is currently. It is a brushed quadcopter, and it comes with these prop guards already installed. They are nice and flexible, so if you hit something in your house or wherever, it should just bounce off and prevent any damages to any valuables or to the props. So that's a nice touch that Syma has done here. It also has this back door for the battery. It's a nice battery. It's a 3.7 450 milliamp battery, so it should give a pretty decent flight time. So I'll get this up in a few and show you what it looks like. Just pops back in there, has a nice latch, so shouldn't pop out on any hard landings. It should be very secure, so that is nice. Let me show you the remote control. So this is the remote, pretty basic. It's like a lot of the other Syma drones if you've ever had one. It's got the standard features, which is it's got a flip button on the top right. It also has auto takeoff, auto land. It's got headless mode, and then it's got two rates. And in order to activate the rates, you just press in the right stick and you'll go into that rate, which anytime you're flying outdoors probably is a good idea in order to fight any breeze or a little wind. I would definitely recommend that. So today, while I'm out here, I'll definitely enter that second mode when we're starting it up. So let's get this up and flying. I'll show you the procedure for that. So all you need to do, it's got this on-off button on the top, and that'll activate the quad. You get these blinking LED lights. The red is actually the front and the green is in the back, which is usually the reverse of the way that most people prefer it. The red being in the back and the green in the front. So if you're used to flying drones, you just have to keep that in mind and be aware for orientation purposes. And as you can see, they're pretty nice and bright. So if you're in a night or darks, the sun's not too bright, you'll definitely be able to see these pretty well. So then let's bind this to the controller. In order to do that, you just turn it on and you throttle up and throttle down, and then you're bound. You'll see that the lights are now solid, and then all you need to do to get this up is throttle up to get the motors firing. There you go. There you go, we're up and flying. This is the first rate. It is struggling a little bit. Let me show you the yaw speed. As you mentioned, it is very docile. That first rate is definitely good for indoor flying. Now I'm going to click the right throttle. You hear those two beeps. That means now you're in the second rate. Definitely definitely has a lot more pep to it, and is able to fight the little breeze that we have going here. So you'll definitely want to, as mentioned, you're outdoors, you're definitely going to want to use that second rate. Do a couple funnels and bring it up front so you can get a better look at this guy. And I don't know if you can see those lights, but they are pretty bright. So as I mentioned, if you plan on flying it at night, you should be able to get it should look pretty good out there. Let me show you the yaw rate in the second speed. It may be a little faster, a little bit faster than that first rate. A couple funnels here, show you what that looks like. A little faster in the second rate. And this is a altitude hold quad, so you don't have to worry about throttle management. It's very easy to control. Just if you're in a little bit of a wind, it might drift a little, but other than that, you should be ready to go and be able to fly this very easily. If you're not sure if you're wanting to get into the hobby, this is a nice one to try out because it is very inexpensive. I got it on eBay for like $17, $18. Now this one is not a camera version, it's the non-camera version. They do make a camera version, which is the 15W. So if you want to be able to take photos and video of your flight, you might want to go that route. I already have some nicer camera drones, so this one will probably give you about I don't know if the camera one's maybe like 720p, so it's okay. It's not great video. So for me, is just wanted to get a little quadcopter that's fun to fly around. Just a nice casual one to fly. Definitely does pretty well. We'll pass-bys. I did mention that this does do flips, so let me get this up front and center so you can see what the flips look like. All you do is press the right back button to do flips. You press it down, hold it down, and then select the direction you want it to flip. So there's a front flip. It does descend a little bit, not too bad. Back flip. Let's do this. Couple side flips. Whoop. Yeah, it definitely does descend a little, so you'll have to keep tabs on that if you're not flying high. One good thing about Syma is they do make really good quality products, so I haven't found any things that are drastically wrong with or many issues with Symas, so definitely recommend them. I have about three or four other Symas and do like them. Just wind came up, but I'm going to keep it close, but it is struggling just a tiny bit. That second rate does a pretty good job. And also, if you're flying outdoors more than you're flying indoors, you could remove those props. They are removable, so that could increase the performance a little bit by not having as much drag if you take those off. So that's another thing you might want to try once you get used to flying it and want to have it perform a little better. A little closer. Good luck. It is getting a little darker, so you can really see those LEDs. They are nice and bright, and when it's even darker, they'll show up really well. You can use them for orientation purposes, know which direction you're going when you're flying it. This doesn't have return to home, it's not GPS or anything, so you'll definitely want to keep it fairly close so you don't lose it. Doesn't ascend real fast, but let me bring it up close. Take it up and see how it ascends. Yeah, it's not doesn't ascend real fast, but does okay. And it does seem to have pretty good range using just the basic controller. I haven't had any connectivity issues, so that's nice. Maybe has anywhere from 50 to maybe, if you're lucky, 100-meter range if you're not in an area with a lot of interference. So I think it does have pretty decent range. since it is so inexpensive, it definitely just a nice one just to have around and cruise around with if you're at the park or wherever. And then if you really like drones after checking it out, you could always get into something a little more sporty, but this is I have got a few, but I still enjoy flying it. And as you can see, the LEDs are now flashing, which means that's the low voltage warning. So that means that our battery life is almost depleted. I don't know if mine was fully charged, but pretty close, so you get an idea of what the flight time is on this one. So what we can do is we can use the auto land, and all you do is hit that right front top button to do an auto land. So let's do that now. And you can guide it down where you want it to land, so that's good. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this demo flight of the Syma X15. If you did, please hit the like button, and I hope to see you again sometime soon.